So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 8 of our season 2 here on F1 Manager 24. Now if you didn't watch the last episode, go back and watch that one in Imola. My word, are we getting close to the points. P11 for Enzo Fittipaldi, P13 for Hauger, Verstappen 1 from Piastri and Leclerc. It's very, very close in the championship standings at the moment. McLaren are leading from Red Bull, Aston Martin in at P3. We have yet to score a point yet this season. Driver standings wise, Lando Norris is top. He's 15 points ahead of Max Verstappen. Piastri still in the fight and possibly Charles Leclerc as well. It's been a great season so far. Not so much for Team Lotus, but we do have a little bit of money now, so we're keeping an eye on that. We've actually got some manufacturing of car parts going on at this moment in time. We're even designing a new underfloor, which might help us out a little bit. You can see there is the manufacturing a new underfloor, front wing and suspension going on as well. So things are happening at the Norfolk factory, and this race we go to Monte Carlo. It's 78 laps. It's a jewel in the crown. There's always a chance of a safety car around here. We are expecting a very dry and sunny weekend in Monaco. What a very nice place to be. Car attributes: acceleration, we are good at accelerating. We are less good at low speed cornering, something to bear in mind. The expected strategy, it's always a one stop here unless a safety car changes things. Obviously if it's in the wet that can change, but we're not going to get that this weekend. But all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there is not too much else to bring you up to date on. So we're going to head to Monaco. We're going to get through practice and I'll see you for the most important qualifying session of the season. We've got a red flag already in Q1, and it is Alexander Albon who has crashed out. Let's just have a quick look at this. We can see across the swimming pool chicane, doesn't look to be too much of a problem, and I mean, that has got to be one of the worst crashes I've ever seen at Monaco. Alexander Albon, hang your head in shame. Final flying laps then in Q2, and we are keeping an eye on both drivers. Fittipaldi and Hauger didn't have the best of first laps, it must be said. We finished quite comfortably into Q2, but it's looking a little bit more difficult as we come to the end here. As Fittipaldi comes up to the finish line, where can he put that Lotus car? Doesn't improve. Hauger was green through the middle sector. He's close to the left-hand wall on the exit of the final corner. Where can Hauger put the Lotus? He's green through the final sector as well, but it's only good enough for P15. P14 and P15 on the day. That is going to be all she wrote for the Team Lotus qualifying. Let's have a look who managed to put it on pole position. We actually dropped another place to P15 and 16, but let's have a look at the Q3 results. And Lando Norris secures pole position at Monaco. Piastri makes it a McLaren front row lockout. Verstappen in third, Leclerc in fourth, Lawson down in P10. It's going to be a long day for our guys, but let's see what strategy we'll be using. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, there is going to be nothing spectacular on strategy. Both cars on the one stop from mediums on to hards. We've took a little bit of fuel out. We're going to be aggressive at the start. I reckon there might be some danger, some elements of unpredictability about this Grand Prix. We certainly hope so. P15, P16. Let's get to 5 red lights.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. And here's George Russell settling in for the race.
Starting P8 is decent for them. Provided they keep the race clean, there's points on the table.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. It's time for one of the most exciting races in the world. This is the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go. Lando Norris on the hard compounded tyre, as is his teammate Oscar Piastri. Verstappen going for a dive into Sandoval. Does he manage to get the move done? It doesn't look like it. Piastri still just about holding off Verstappen. Fittipaldi's had a great start. Fittipaldi is already up to P14 now, behind Daniel Ricciardo. He's got Ricciardo and Ocon both on hards. He's really fighting with Ocon at this moment, and Ocon manages to get that move done down the outside. Will Fittipaldi dive back down the inside? He certainly will, as we ride back on board with the Team Lotus driver. You can see he's managed to jump Ocon. Great work from Fittipaldi at the start as we take this left-hander, this tight hairpin, the slowest corner on the F1 calendar. Great work from Fittipaldi at the start. Hauger just tagging on behind, but Norris got away beautifully. We've got an overtake. It's taken until lap 5, but we managed to catch up to Zhou Guanyu and into Sandoval round the outside. Lovely work from Fittipaldi. Kept that round the outside. Lovely. This man on the balcony very much enjoyed it. We got a mega from Fittipaldi. It was a mega overtake, but now he's used a bit of DRS, bit of ERS, I should say, making that move But P13 for Fittipaldi. He's not far off the back of Daniel Ricciardo. Could we possibly push up to the back of him here? Hauger dropping back at the moment. He's not enjoying this circuit so far. We have got a red flag in Monaco, and it's just come. We were just about to start looking at some pit stops in a little while, but red flag, and it looks like it's going to be the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll into Sandevort. Just goes off into the runoff areas. I'm surprised that's brought out a red flag. Maybe they couldn't get the car moved, but that will change the dynamic of this Grand Prix. We did say it might be a little bit unpredictable. It was I mean, look at this guy at the front. He's not even angry. He's just disappointed, which is the worst thing you can possibly be. But now we will restart, and I think we're going to restart on the soft compound tyre.
A sense of deja vu here as the drivers once again face the countdown. And it's lights out and away.
And away we go, and straight away we're going to go attacking on the tyres now. It must be said the two McLarens started on the hard compounded tyre. Those guys have had to go onto the mediums and soft respectively, and as we can see, Piastri straight away onto the medium takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Fittipaldi straight away into P12, and Hauger got a brilliant start. Let's just keep an eye on this little battle, because we've got Fittipaldi up against Zhou Guanyu, and he holds it round the outside, and it is a virtual safety car on circuit. Good time to conserve, and it's now been upgraded to a full course safety car. Let's have a little look at this and what happened. It looks like it was towards the back. It was Alexander Albon who we saw in qualifying going in through the barriers. He's fighting here. He smashes the Alpha Tauri, the RB as it is now, into the wall. Alexander Albon very, very disappointed. Safety car is out. And that is really ideal for us, because we can save these soft compound tyres. Just to bring you up to date with the strategy options, we have the option of going soft towards the end. That might be the play here. It could work very well for us. We'll come back when we're back to green flag running. We're back to green flag running, and Piastri has decided to set off a little bit down the start-finish straight, and Piastri gets away well. Norris is them tyres, them soft compound tyres are going to die out pretty quickly. Meanwhile, the fresh soft compound tyres of Fittipaldi and Hauger are looking extremely good. You can see Fittipaldi got a great restart. Pushing now on the tyres a little bit. We can push on the fuel all day long, but Hauger's also in there. P12, P14 at the moment. We'll have a rundown. It's Norris now leading from Piastri, Verstappen in P3, Leclerc in P4, Gasly the sole remaining Aston Martin in P5. We've got Bottas in P6, Sainz P7, Lawson P8, Russell's got a mechanical fault in P9, Ricciardo in P10, and then comes Fittipaldi and Perez. Zhou Guanyu has got Fittipaldi. It must be said, Fittipaldi is struggling for a bit of pace on these soft compound tyres at the moment, and as you can see, Zhou Guanyu into Casino Square gets that beautifully done down the inside. Fittipaldi lets him go, and now he can hopefully latch onto the back of this Haas. We are trying to push on the tyres where appropriate, and also push on the engine. I think we're going to be okay in this race. We're certainly going to finish above his race targets, but I think our tyres might just come into this towards the end. Lap 32, Norris still leads, but Piastri is closing him down. It's a battle of the McLarens in Monaco. Hauger's been trying to make this move for a few laps, but DRS enabled down the outside of Sandevort. We saw Fittipaldi get that move done earlier, and Hauger has done the same. Now hopefully he can leave Zhou Guanyu in his dust, because this is going to be good for his race time. He's just pushing on a little bit now. We're still saving on the tyres, it must be said, but both Lotus cars at the minute pushing on. We're still pushing on this fuel where we can. It's looking very good. George Russell's mechanical fault is getting worse. Another crash in front of us. Possibly points could be incoming today. Lap 37, Norris is leading 2.7 seconds, but it must be said his tyres are about to die. Lando Norris has just pit from the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 42. He's gone onto a fresh set of medium compounded tyres. The McLaren is ahead of you now. He certainly is, but Fittipaldi is doing well, and what he's been doing is dragging his teammate along, and Hauger has been told, you do not fight your teammate, because Fittipaldi at the moment has got a bit of pace. We are just going to push on a little bit now. We are getting towards the pit stop window, but both cars have managed their tyres beautifully thus far. We've got a lot of cars pitting at this moment in time. There's a few cars going on to fresh sets of medium compound tyres. We haven't got a fresh set of mediums, but we have got a fresh set of soft, and we are trying to run this out as long as we possibly can to get the maximum wear out of these soft compound tyres on this second stint. Both cars at the moment looking rather good. We're also wary. We've got a lot of cars behind us on mediums. If we can outlast those, that would be absolutely ideal as well. I think we're strongly positioned in terms of strategy so far. Fittipaldi still now chasing after the back of Perez in front of him. Bottas has pit and he's now stuck behind the two Lotuses. He won't be enjoying this. We've got a couple of laps until we're in. And first man to pit is Hauger. We're now going to push with Fittipaldi on this in lap. But Hauger is in to the pits. It's been a decent second stint from Hauger. Oh, we're going to get a decent pit stop. We're just going to get Fittipaldi booked in for this lap. Booked in as though he's booking in his MOT. Is Fittipaldi, but Hauger gets a decent pit stop. 2.8 seconds, just under for Hauger now. We reckon he's going to come out, but we've got a few cars pitting behind. Albon's in as well. We didn't want to get him in traffic, and he's made a very, very decent job of that. We've got Zhou Guanyu on the mediums as well, but Hauger will come out. P17, that is decent. Still a few cars to pit in front of him, and now he's got these soft compounds right to the end of the Grand Prix. Fittipaldi in to the box then. Hauger's just trying to get his tyres up to temperature. He's got his engine back under control. Is he going to get a decent pit stop here? Fittipaldi, 2.8 seconds. Consistent, if unspectacular at this moment. Hauger again just pushing on. Where is Hauger? He's just coming round Raskas and he's coming onto the start-finish straight. I think you're going to see that Fittipaldi had a belting in lap and he's going to come out in P15. Hauger just coming down the start-finish straight. He's now once again looking at saving his tyres, but it is as you were for the two cars. We don't want him to not fight his teammate. He can carry on now. Both cars out, P15 and 16. We've still got a couple of cars to pit in front of us. Who knows where we may end up. 28 to go. Leclerc leads, but Norris in net P1. Possibly one of the most important overtakes of the day because Sargent was holding up Hauger massively, possibly helping his teammate Zhou Guanyu get away, but Hauger got the move done round the outside of Sandoval. He's enjoyed that move today, and now he's chasing after the back of Zhou Guanyu. Perez is yet to pit, as is Russell and Gasly. Russell at the moment not having a nice time of it. We are now once again managing tyres with Hauger. Fittipaldi is doing his best to get past Sargent to try and keep up with his teammate. It's all looking pretty decent at this moment in time. Lap 53. We have another red flag on circuit, and now this is going to be incredibly interesting. Hauger's just got promoted to P12. Let's have a little look at what happens here. So we can see Zhou Guanyu gets overtaken and just smashes into the barrier there, does Zhou Guanyu. So another red flag. It's going to be a sprint to the end. It'll be interesting to see what tyres we use.
We're set once more, and soon we'll continue this race. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go, and straight away again, we are going to try and be on the front foot. We've managed to bolt on a set of soft compound tyres. 92%, a lot of cars have got some fresh sets of soft compound tyres, which doesn't help us massively, but we are right in the fight for points today. You can see the two Lotuses flying in formation. We've got Ricciardo and Perez in P10 and 11. It's going to be so interesting to see who comes towards the end. A couple of crashes in front of us. This would help us massively, but the two Lotuses at this moment fighting away. Leclerc now leads from Norris. Piastri in P3. Verstappen is in P4. Gasly still doing very well in P5. Sainz P6. Russell engine fault, sorry, in P7. Lawson in P8. Bottas P9. Then comes Perez in P10. We have a yellow flag on circuit. It looks like it's Alexander Albon again, and we have got another red flag on circuit. This is getting a little bit silly, ladies and gentlemen. 20 laps to go. Another red flag. Another set of fresh compound tyres. Let's have a look at this. He just clatters the wall. Then he comes back onto the circuit. He spins again and clatters the other wall. Alexander Albon, he's drifting around Monaco, but he can't avoid the barriers.
The restart is moments away as the race continues. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go. And do you think we've got some added fuel on board now? My word, 6.7 kilos. But Hauger making a dart round the outside. He gets a great start this time. And on the run up to Casino Square, he's going to get the inside line. Hauger in P11. We are going to ride on board with the young rookie driver. Can he make a move on one of the cars in front? He's got Perez on mediums. Bottas is on used soft compound tyres. Is there a possibility to score our first points of the season in Monaco? You let me know down in the comments. 18 laps to go. Fittipaldi, he's following him through as well. It's been a belting start here for both Lotuses on this, however many restarts we've had now. Fittipaldi, let's have a little look at his overtake on Daniel Ricciardo. We got on the cockpit cam round the outside. Beautiful work. Gets the power down beautifully down the hill. And Fittipaldi is up into P12. We do have Leclerc leading from Norris. Norris on 91% sauce. Piastri in P3, Verstappen P4. All points on the cards. Final lap then of the Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is most of the way around that final lap, because it's got to be said, I don't think he'd have won this Grand Prix, but he's got the calls right during the red flags. He's possibly just got the timing right, and the Monegasque driver is going to win in Monaco. It's been a fantastic drive from him. 40% tyres now, and as he comes across the line, Charles Leclerc wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Piastri in P2. Verstappen will finish P3, but we're just watching Hauger going through the tunnel. We're just going to tell him to calm down on the fuel, calm down on the tyres. Fittipaldi has still got a battle on his hands because he's got Daniel Ricciardo right on his tail. Could he possibly defend against the Aussie driver? I mean, it's so disappointing that once again we're going to finish P11 and P12. 4 cars have finished out of the points. They've finished disqualified, have not managed to finish the Monaco Grand Prix. We've put in a belting performance in Monaco and a circuit that really doesn't suit our car. But my word, fair play to Fittipaldi, fair play to Hauger, his rookie season. He will come across the line in P11, P12 for Fittipaldi. Whew, let's get to the podium.
Race.
And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth with a terrific drive today.
And that's win number 1 of the season. And it's sure to provide them with a real confidence boost.
First win of the season, his home Grand Prix. He's going to be dining with the Prince of Monaco tonight. What a race for Charles Leclerc. Piastri finishing in P2, Verstappen in P3. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix for Charles Leclerc as well. Norris dropped 4 positions. Very unlucky for Lando Norris on the day. Pierre Gasly in P5, 6th for Liam Lawson, 7th Bottas, 8th Carlos Sainz, Perez in P9, Russell in P10. Then come the 2 Lotus drivers of Hauger and Fittipaldi. A very, very decent showing indeed. We had 4 DNFs. Alexander Albon managed to drift around Monaco, but only into the barriers. Zhou Guanyu, Hulkenberg and Lance Stroll all out of the Grand Prix. What does it mean for the driver's standings? It means Max Verstappen closes the gap to just 12 points to Lando Norris. Piastri is in P3 and Leclerc is back in the fight in P4. Liam Lawson goes up to P10, but both Lotus drivers, we are finishing in decent positions, just not quite getting the points at the moment. Constructor standings wise, McLaren are still top on 306. They extend their lead to 72 points from Red Bull. Ferrari jump Aston Martin in the constructor standings courtesy of Charles Leclerc. There are still 3 teams yet to score a point. Lotus are 1, Kick Sauber and Haas are the other 2. Ladies and gentlemen, a manic Monaco indeed. I hope you've enjoyed that one. Please do remember to like and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one in Canada. Ta-ra!